over?
What everybody else can see that she can't.
What?
Tell us. She's asking you.
About having a cheater on your
How
arm.
do I have a
Everybody
cheater?
can see.
Okay, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking about everybody can see.
Everyone
Hold on,
can
Marcel.
Who
see.
has he cheated with? Who? I never came to her in 14, 15, 16, 7 years, caught my husband cheated. Her, on the other hand, she can. She cheated on her husband. Her husband cheating on her. Plenty of time.
Whoa.
Well, Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 2 is out, you guys, and I think it was just as messy as the first one, you all. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. It's Mary.
And
Leave my guys a like.
subscribe.
And comment down below, you all, because Keke and Tisa, you know, they were going back and forth. I just thought it was very hypocritical about Keke talking about cheater. You're cheating with your husband. He's cheating on you. I just feel like, you know, someone said it very well the other day. They said that, you know, a lot of times we like to point out other people's faults, but we don't want to talk about our own. You're sitting down here, you're talking about how you have a cheater on your arm. You cheat on your husband, he cheating on you. You really have no leg to stand on. Nobody on that stage has leg to stand on to tell Tisa that she should leave her husband. Nobody has come with concrete evidence. Nobody has come out with a tape, a child out of wedlock, a DNA test. None of that has come. So for Tisa would be dumb.
Yeah.
Tisa would be dumb to leave her man because people just don't want her to be with him and just leave off of that.
Well, the likes of Keke, who, and now I see why she has been so obsessed with Marceau and the whole cheating thing, because this is something that she has had to deal with. And even though she says they both cheated, you could look at her and see the pain in her face.
Yeah.
About this whole cheating thing.
Right.
You know, it seems like maybe husband maybe cheated first and then she retaliated. But obviously that's not a relationship that she wants. You can see in her eyes that that's not a relationship that she wants. Cut it out, said, we have a pregnant cat. It's almost time for her to have her babies.
Yeah.
And she's going nuts on our sofa. Anyway.
Yeah, I just feel like it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for her to leave her husband when there's no concrete evidence.
No.
If she's having suspicions, she has 3 kids with this man. So, I mean, yes, you can suspicion and stuff like that. You could leave on that if you wanted to or whatever and stuff. But she probably wants something more concrete. They've had all these years together and they have all these children together. Yeah. And on top of that, Tisa is on the show where everybody really hates her. I mean, right up from the host, like to Melody, Keke, maybe not
like
Kimmy and Maurice.
Vendetta to get Tisha.
Even Carlos was like, what do you think she's dumb and stupid and idiotic about?
I know.
Why
like,
would
she said
you
she was
repeat
dumb,
that?
but did she call her an idiot and stupid?
And
no,
like,
that's just your stuff, Carlos.
My issue, I know, and I just feel like with Carlos, like, one, it's hard to watch the show because, one, you're too much in the yakbasu.
Yeah.
Second of all, like, you're showing your blatant favoritism. Really, I don't even think he has favoritism because I don't even think he likes Mel that much, if I'm being honest. But he knows that she kind of helped the show get its footing. Yeah. So he has to kind of back her or whatever, but I don't think he actually likes the women on the show.
I think because we've been calling him out on the Tisha stuff, so now he has to kind of.
But you can still see that he doesn't like her at all.
I don't think. Well, we know he doesn't. We know that he's gay, which is fine, but at this point, it doesn't really have anything to do with his sexuality. It's that he just doesn't like women. I don't think he certainly doesn't really like the women on the show.
No, you can tell just the way that he talks about them and the way that the questions he be asking and just his mannerisms.
And he certainly likes what's his name? Martel.
Oh, definitely loves Martel.
Yeah, he certainly likes Martel, so maybe that's why he doesn't seem to like Mel that much. But for a while there, I thought him and Mel were friends.
I don't think so. I think he's just friends with her because he knows that she has really helped get the show
to where
that fire. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for her, you know. But I just felt like the whole thing was just very disgusting. I don't feel like anybody should be talking about cheating, especially when you have a marriage filled with infidelity. Yeah. For anybody to sit on that stage and talk about how she needs to leave her man, especially when Melody sat down there and had 2 kids, maybe 3 kids with him, even after she knew he was cheating. Yeah. Time after time. Yeah. There's nobody and no one's worthy to sit down there and tell Tisa what she should do in her marriage or not do in her marriage. Yeah. Really. So I just feel like, and there's no proof. There's not been any proof.
And if Tisha was pressed about it, she could always get an investigator. If she really felt like there was some merit to something, she can go get her own investigator and stuff like that.
I just don't think it's healthy for
But
Tisa
there's
to be
no
on the show.
need. Yeah.
I don't think it's healthy for her to be on the show because the people on there just don't like her.
They don't. And you know, when you look at the comments in some of these other on some
There's
of these
just
other
so
channels,
much hatred for
there's
her.
so much hatred for Tisha, and you just wonder why. I think that it's a slew of things. I think that maybe because she's this, you know, traditional woman, she's at home. She started off, you know, she was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
You know, and then this need for her to say, you know something, I am going to stick by my man, you know, until I have some kind of proof. And then also her need just to say, like, even when she heard things, she wasn't getting on that bandwagon. She wasn't getting on that boat and like
she has a
being
brain.
paranoid and all of that stuff. She was just like, I believe what my husband is saying. And yeah, you can call it naive, but you know something, if you don't have some kind of trust and belief in your spouse, then I don't know why. If you look at your spouse in a suspicious way, then I just don't know how you can be in a marriage like that. Like I was in a marriage where, yes, I will hear things about my spouse. Now, of course, you know, when I'm no longer in that relationship, I can look back and say, okay, well, maybe he was cheating. But at the time, like, until if someone comes to me or tries to insinuate stuff, my first thing is to defend my spouse. Because that's my teammate, that's my partner.
You don't expect
That's like
them
a family
to do that.
member. That's like someone coming and saying, your sister did XYZ. Your
Yeah.
first thing is to defend them. And if you're not doing that, you got to look at yourself in this relationship. You know, I'm not going to sit there with you and be like, oh yeah, and talk badly about my family member. So why will I do that with my spouse?
Well, also,
I
I feel
wouldn't
like
do that
that
with a
kind of
friend.
comes with if somebody's sitting down there talking badly about their spouse, it's because their spouse has not been worthy of their trust and
Yeah,
has done a lot of
But then
underhanded
that's time to call it a wrap.
Yeah, for sure.
Even with my girlfriends, if someone comes and says something about my girlfriend, my immediate reaction is to defend them.
For sure.
So why, it's my immediate reaction is like, no, that did not happen. And why do you feel like you can be comfortable and come say such and such about so-and-so? To me, like I am her friend. If I will go to bat for a girlfriend, why would I do the same for my spouse, my actual husband? It makes no sense. But for some weird reason, they want her not to do that. They want her to be suspicious. This Keke,
I think
her
Tisa
relationship with Tisa, she, from the very beginning, Keke's like, well, why, will I just come for, you've been coming for her husband and for her since you got on the show.
Like that's how you even got on the show. Like you were there sitting down there at Melody's house talking about them. Like that's like, you've known me for all these years. Why would I be doing this? Like you got on the show talking about me, and the only way that you can stay on the show is by bringing me down. You have a show where the hosts don't like Tisa. You have a majority of the people on that stage who don't like Tisa as well.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they keep you on the show? That's so you have not been on the show based on just your life.
Yeah.
Like we have not even talked about her drug stuff.
Yeah.
More than we talked about her relationship with Tisa.
We have to really look at ourselves as a community and why we hate people in our community and really look inside to see what the problem really is.
Tisa minds her business. She's very unproblematic. She doesn't go after people. You don't really see her talking badly about people unless they come for her. But to me, I am bewildered. I am very bewildered.
And I saw some really hateful comments when she had the water thrown at her, which was assault. And she really should have got her arrested right then and there.
And they're talking about, she knows that one thing that triggered me is being ignored. That is your problem, boo. Take your ass therapy. I know. That ain't got nothing to do with me. If I have to ignore you, you're sitting down, you're talking about my husband, you're talking about threesomes, talking about all this stuff in a public forum with other people at a table, and you want me to engage with you, you want me to stoop down to your low vibrational toxic level, and you want me to go back and forth with you. I'm not doing that. I'm going to act like you are a blank wall, and I'm going to ignore you. You don't exist, honey. If that's your trigger, I'm sorry.
You can't tell me in your life, even right now, that you don't go around and people ignore you, but you don't go assault them though.
Yeah.
You know who you're going to go assault because Tisha has a man next to her who will not allow her to really go ramble on your tail.
Just ignore her,
But
baby.
not,
Just ignore him.
but not
He's
only that
annoying.
too, Tisha is not a confrontational person. She really doesn't want to be going back and forth.
That's not even in her nature.
It's not even in her nature, going back and forth, like insulting, like, things that, Stormy looks to feel very comfortable with. That's her thing. It's just not Tisha's thing. And, we just have to really look at ourselves as a community where, you need to have people be so, like, disrespectful and ornery and, like, uncivilized for us to admire them. Like, we just have to look at ourselves as a community, because the hatred that I see for Tisha is like, why exactly do we hate her? Like, when she got assaulted, yeah, certainly not us, but when she got assaulted, so many hateful comments like, oh, when she got water in her face, that made my whole day on the show. Yes, so many hateful comments against Tisha and the assault. And just think about it. If anyone else was assaulted on that show, you guys will not have that same reaction. So we just have to really look at our own selves as a community in the way that we hate each other in our community. Because when we're going outside of our community and we want to be respected and we want people to think that we're united and all this stuff, but we can't do that for each other as women. And these are women who are saying stuff like that. Oh, I'm so happy she got assaulted. Well, if you're so happy that she got assaulted, I don't see you having sympathy for the black women, one in four crimes that are committed in Chicago are against black women, and it usually results in death. I don't see you having sympathy for those women.
Yeah.
If you have no sympathy for Tisha being assaulted, straight up assaulted by her cousin, and for what?
Because she didn't acknowledge you?
She did not acknowledge you after she just found out, because she talked about that on the show. She just found out that you were there trying to find information to some random guy that you all, and even when the guy was telling Keke, look, let us sit together with your cousin so we can, like, I can give the information and stuff like that. She didn't want to do that. So you are plotting and planning behind my back day in, day out.
Yeah,
and now you want to come and give you a hug?
Are you high?
Like, and you're going to be triggered? No, you just wanted to assault her and you knew you could get away with it because you've read the room and you know that Carlos hates her and the other people on the show don't like her. And so you just figured, I'm just going to get away with this stuff. But I'm telling you, what we are doing to each other and the hatred that we show for each other, it's going to come back in your life in some kind of way. Because it's either going to be your sister, your daughter, your mom, somebody is going to get assaulted. And then you want everyone to be up in arms. But you're not up in arms when there's an injustice being committed to someone. Like, I did not find that funny. How would you like if someone throwing something in your face, especially as a black woman, and you have all this hatred for it? So that's where I really have a problem. And yes, it's going to end up like one of those shows, like 90 Day Fiancé. After a while, I'm not going to want to watch. Because if there's going to be this bashing on a black woman for no apparent reason, but the fact that she exists, and she just wants to be this traditional woman, and like, just a quiet somebody. She hasn't had any drama on the show, but the drama that's brought to her. So, it's like, for me, it's just distasteful. I just had to say that.
Yeah, but that was about Keke and Tisa. We will see you guys on the next videos to talk about the full reunion, you all. But it's Mary.
And Alma.
You write you guys a like,
Subscribe.
and comment down below.